Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Happy Monday. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's jump right in. Mia, a former employee of Diddy who testified using a fake name, was on the witness stand for 3 full days. So Diddy's lawyer, Brian Steele, questioned her intensely. And it is safe to say he pointed out many problems in her story. Her real identity was uncovered because of details she gave during her testimony. So online users were able to track her down and found videos of her speaking positively about Diddy, which I will show shortly. I actually found out who she really was last week, but now it's been shared online. I can reveal her identity. Her real name is Sarah Snedeker. Snedeker, I think that's how you pronounce it. Sarah Snedeker. She was seen with Cassie in New York City on September 19th, just 2 days after Diddy was arrested. So this is her. All right, check out these pictures. Now let's dive into this long testimony because it's wild. So Mia, aka Sarah, testified that she worked for Diddy first as a personal assistant and then as a director of development and acquisitions for his film business. Mia testified it was chaotic, it was toxic, it could be exciting. The highs were really high and the lows were really, really low. Then prosecutor Madison Snyder asked what determined what the environment was like on a particular day. Mia told the court, Puff's mood. He's thrown things at me. He's thrown me against the wall. He's thrown me into a pool. He's thrown a book at my head. He has also sexually assaulted me. The first time Mia met Diddy, he was in his underwear, she testified. She testified that Diddy's vice president of human resources, Vashta Wilson, introduced her and then left the room. When she landed the job as Diddy's personal assistant, Mia testified, I was so excited and just so excited, so nervous and just really eager. Her first day working for Diddy, she did not sleep. Mia testified she was sent to conduct an inventory at Diddy's home in Alpine, New Jersey. She told the court that once there, she was summoned to Diddy's studio, where she remained until the next afternoon. She then accompanied Diddy to his apartment. How often did you go without sleep? She says all the time, adding that her longest stretch without sleep was 5 straight days. There was always a million things going on. According to her testimony, Mia worked for Diddy from 2009 to 2017. Before that, she worked as a personal assistant to Mike Myers. Prior to that, she worked for another party. Mia told the court that she kept an apartment in New York City, but stayed mainly in Diddy's homes. Were you allowed to lock your bedroom door? Mia says no. Puff said, this is my house, no locks, no doors. She was asked, were you able to leave whenever you wanted? Mia says, I wasn't allowed. I would have to ask permission. Though Diddy had other assistants, some of whom have testified at trial, Mia told the court that for a time when she worked for Diddy, she was his only assistant. How did you feel when you were the only personal assistant? Mia says, I didn't have time to feel, but insane. According to her testimony, Mia was promoted in 2013 to development director for Diddy's Revolt films, though she told the court she still had to do all the insane assistant situation tasks during that time. The assistant situation included anticipating his whims, needs, and moods according to a list of responsibilities the jury was shown. The same document, which referred to Diddy as PD, said every single day is different. PD can ask you to do 17,000 things, which included everything from cracking his knuckles to doing his taxes to standing next to him for 22 hours a day doing nothing. According to the list, Mia was also advised to stay in PD eyesight while on duty unless he advised otherwise. Mia testified that she and Cassie became like sisters and that she spent as much time as I was allowed to spend with her. Mia told the court sometimes it would be like, go help Cass. Sometimes it would be to accompany her to things, but a lot of times it was to keep tabs on her and to be able to get in touch with her through me to check up on her. Mia testified that something really scary would happen if she and Cassie did something together without Diddy's permission. She asked to describe the relationship between Diddy and Cassie. Mia testified it was a cycle of highs and lows, unequal and equal, toxic. I would say abusive, like it was abusive towards her. Mia testified that she saw Diddy get violent with Cassie at his houses, her apartments, hotels, at events, and on vacation. I've seen him attack her. I've seen him throw her on the ground. I've seen him crack her head open. I've seen him chase her. Did you ever see her fight back? Mia testified, no, I've just seen her put her arms up, like to get him to stop. Mia told the court about the time in Cassie's Los Angeles apartment, to which stylist Deontay Nash previously testified when Diddy allegedly arrived banging on the door very angry and screaming at Cass, have you been drinking? Echoing Deontay Nash's testimony, Mia told the court that Diddy threw Cassie to the ground. Mia further testified that Diddy threw her off of his back when she tried to intervene. He threw me against the wall so quick and so easily, I realized we were in real danger. Mia told the court that Diddy allegedly slammed Cassie's head into the corner of the bed. She started gushing blood, and she ended up with a pretty thick scar on her forehead. His eyes turned black, like there was no getting through. I was trying to get him to stop, and it was like he was looking through me. It was the first time I realized the danger we were actually in. Mia also echoed testimony from makeup artist Myla Morales about a Grammy weekend party thrown by Prince. In her testimony, Mia described defying an order from Diddy to stay with Cass at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Mia testified, Cass and I debated like little kids whether we should sneak out of the house, sharing that they decided to go out. We danced on this purple plexiglass covering the pool, hung out with our friends. Prince performed at a little table, just having fun. Then Diddy arrived. I saw his bucket hat come through the entrance and made eye contact with him. When asked how she reacted, Mia took a deep breath before telling the court that Cassie said, oh crap. We ran through the house, which was quite confusing. She says that they tried to hide in the bushes, but then Puff caught Cass. Mia testified that Diddy allegedly had Cassie on the ground and started to attack her before Prince's security guards allegedly intervened. The next day, Mia testified she was told that Puff was suspending me without pay and that I was in big trouble. She testified that Bad Boy's human resources person, Vashta Wilson, allegedly told her that Puff said I was being insubordinate. Mia told the court about a time while vacationing in Turks and Caicos, Cassie came running and screaming into her hotel room. Mia told the court she was screaming for help and saying, you gotta help me, he's gonna kill me. referring to Diddy, describing it as the most terrified scream. Before the two women started blockading the door with furniture and running out the back door to the beach. I just remember we were running so fast down the beach, and I remember being shocked that we could still be attacked by mosquitoes while running. She testified about another time while attempting to escape an allegedly irate Diddy on the beach when she and Cassie hopped onto stand-up paddle boards and paddled out to the sea. He was running back and forth on the beach behind the house, screaming at us. We were able to get out very far. I just remember things getting smaller and smaller. At some point, the weather turned unfavorable, prompting her to think that she and Cassie would have to make a choice: face Mother Nature or go back to face Puff. Mia also told the jury about a time she sat next to Diddy and Cassie at the premiere of the Brad Pitt movie Killing Them Softly at the Cannes Film Festival. Puff was talking to Cassie with his teeth clenched, but in an aggressive way. He was digging his nails into her arm. Mia told the court that she never called police to report Diddy's alleged violence because she came to believe Puff's authority was above the police. It was also a time period, years and years before social media or #MeToo or any other example where someone had stood up successfully to someone in power like him. Mia also told the court that she was taught to believe in confidentiality and loyalty to Diddy. I was supposed to protect him because there were so many people trying to blackmail him. Mia called them hotel nights, referring to when Diddy and Cassie allegedly spent nights at hotels, according to her testimony. I would sometimes take them there, unpack, set up, and I would have to just be on call, essentially, if he needed anything, and clean up before housekeeping. Mia packed all of his lotions, potions, baby oil, Astroglide, condoms, and candles. There was a mixture of the cheap and the expensive ones. The cheap ones were the Glade white linen with the label off, and the expensive ones were DIDDY'S. Mia testified about one such night at the London Hotel in New York, during which Diddy allegedly asked her to bring something to his room. Cass answered the door wearing a bright blue wig. Cass looked like she was struggling, different than I had seen her before, so much that I asked, "Are you good?" Essentially, like, "Are you okay?" Mia testified that Cassie responded, No, I'm okay, I'm good," and closed the door. Mia told the jury that it was standard procedure for her to clean up the hotel rooms in which Diddy stayed. He wanted to clean up enough stuff that a housekeeper could not take and run to TMZ or expose anything about his personal, private business, describing the rooms looking like a nightmare after Diddy left. They were just destroyed, very messy. I saw a lot of candle wax everywhere that was impossible to get out. There would be lots of wet towels everywhere. I've seen broken glass, sometimes blood, oil all over the furniture. She testified that Diddy called the blood period blood. Cassie previously testified that Diddy expected her to engage in freak-offs while she was on her period. Mia told the court that Diddy's staff referred to Diddy and Cassie's recovery after the hotel nights, aka freak-offs, as men down because they would basically stay in the room and sleep for a day or 2 or 3. This is not normal. There's something sinister about all of this, but I'll get to that. Mia testified about one alleged occasion when she said Cassie expressed reluctance about going to a hotel with Diddy. Mia told the court Cassie said "ugh" about the prospect, adding that Cassie was visually upset, more like nervous, really nervous, and she started getting stomach issues because of it. Mia told the court that Diddy once threw a computer at her in his trailer while on the set of a music video in Los Angeles. The Wi-Fi was not working, and when she told Diddy technicians were working on the issue, Diddy allegedly interrupted her. He cut me off and started screaming at me that I shouldn't come back here until I figured out the Wi-Fi myself. Something about I don't care if you have to call Bill Gates. He chucked a computer at my head. So Mia further testified that at another time in the kitchen of Diddy's house after a night at a club, Diddy ordered her to go get everybody IHOP right now. We had been out since 8 in the morning. Like, go, go, go. Mia told the court that she turned to go to her room because I was on my period and needed to change my tampon. Her failure to immediately attend to the errand upset Diddy. He was pissed. Like, yo, girl, I told you now. I didn't tell you go to your room. In her testimony, Mia described blood dripping down my leg and Diddy allegedly taking a bowl of spaghetti in his hand, telling the court that he threw it at me aggressively and started cursing at me and told me to get the F out of his house. The next day, Mia testified she was informed that she was going to be suspended without pay. Mia testified, sometimes he treated me like his best friend, his working partner. Sometimes he treated me like I was a worthless piece of crap. He would humiliate me. He would curse at me. He would go on really long extended rants about how incompetent and stupid I was, threaten my job. Mia told the jury that Diddy would dangle job opportunities before her or threaten to take them away, depending upon his mood. He would say things like, one day you can do whatever you want at any of my companies. Other times, Diddy would threaten to take away her television credits or to scrap projects on which she worked. Mia also testified that Diddy gave her drugs. On one occasion, she alleged that he gave her MDMA and told her that I was now a part of the Breakfast Club, which she testified was a close circle of friends that partied through breakfast. It was like a cool kids club. Mia told the court that she witnessed Diddy take drugs at inappropriate times. One time was a board meeting, while another was at Chelsea Handler's TV talk show. Mia told the court that she remembered thinking of Diddy. When was I going to have to pull him aside and tell him, you are a little crazy at the moment? Mia also testified, as other witnesses have, that Diddy kept drugs in a Louis Vuitton pouch, calling it sort of like a traveling medicine cabinet. Mia testified that the first time Diddy allegedly sexually assaulted her was a few months into her job as his personal assistant while they were at the Plaza Hotel in New York for his 40th birthday. Did you ever want to engage in sexual activity with Mr. Combs? She testified that she did not. Diddy had rented the penthouse and asked to speak with Mia alone in the kitchen. He was saying what a good job I was doing and that I didn't have to be nervous or scared to come to him. He said he noticed I was doing a great job, sort of like we're going to be working close together. Mia testified that Diddy gave her 2 shots of alcohol. I remember thinking like, whoa, did I not eat or something? because they affected me. Like, I felt like they hit me kind of hard. I was in my 20s in New York, and 2 shots would not have made me feel that way. According to her testimony, Mia said she remembered standing against a wall. All of a sudden, his face got closer. My eyes couldn't focus on his face because it was so close. He put his arm next to my head against the wall and leaned in to kiss me and put his other hand up the side of my dress. Then she was asked, "Did you want Mr. Combs to kiss you?" Mia said no. "Did Mr. Combs put his hand up your dress?" Mia said yes. "Did you want him to do that?" she was asked. Mia testified and said no. That alleged incident was not the only time that Diddy made an unwanted sexual advance to her. Mia put her head down and started crying. She testified that Diddy allegedly raped her inside his home on Beverly Grove Drive in Los Angeles. According to her testimony, she was asleep in her room on the bottom bunk. She previously testified Diddy did not allow her to lock her door when she remembered waking to the weight of a person on top of me. Mia told the court that she remembered Diddy telling me shh and using one hand to get his pants off. Mia told the court that Diddy put himself inside me. She then broke down in sobs. Mia testified, "I just froze. I did not react." Mia told the jury that she felt terrified and confused and ashamed and scared. Another time, Mia testified she was packing things in a bedroom closet when Diddy entered. "I looked up and he was standing right in front of my face. Had his penis out, grabbed my head and put it in there." "Did he put his penis in your mouth?" she was asked. Mia said yes. "How did you feel?" she was asked. Mia said, "Like trash, scared, ashamed." "Did you want to give Mr. Combs oral sex?" Mia said no. Mia testified that she always worried about being physically hurt or having her reputation tarnished by Diddy. "I didn't want to die or get hurt." She told the court she also worried Diddy would fire me and twist the story into making me look like a threat. She was asked why did she not tell Diddy no. Mia testified, "I couldn't tell him no about a sandwich. I couldn't tell him no about anything." Mia told the court that she did absolutely not want to be talking about the sexual assaults she alleged Diddy committed against her, but that I have to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And also, I have a moral obligation because when you are scared into silence, these things continue to happen to others. Mia told the court that the alleged sexual assaults by Diddy were the most traumatizing, worst thing that has ever happened to me. And this was day 1. So now, day 2, they picked up where they left off. In October 2015, when Mia accompanied Cassie to South Africa, where she was shooting a movie, she testified that she received WhatsApp messages from Diddy demanding to speak with Cassie on the phone. "If you don't call me now, F it all, and I'ma tell everything. And don't ever speak to me again. You have 2 minutes. F her. Call me. Call my house now or never speak to me again. F ABC and all lawyers. Let's go to war." Mia told the jury the message contained several threats. "I thought he was going to tell Cass about the sexual assaults framed on me," explaining that she believed Diddy would portray the alleged sexual assaults he committed as consensual encounters initiated by her. Mia explained the next part of the message. I had finally created and developed and started writing a comedy TV show based on a funny version of a character like me and his world. And we had sold it to ABC. And when I was in South Africa, the press broke and it was the most exciting thing. He is threatening to take that away. Did the show end up airing? Mia said no. In subsequent messages, Diddy insisted, call me now, call me now, call me now, call me now, call me now. Mia told the court she tried to assure him she and Cassie were not ignoring him, but were busy on the movie set. I've come to the conclusion it's best that we no longer have any dealings. Please don't call me. I won't call you, a message from Diddy said. The jury saw other messages in which Mia would sign off, love you, or you know I love you, but she testified that was meant to placate Diddy and was not expressing romantic interest. Mia testified that in 2010, she was with Diddy, Kim Porter, and their children on a yacht he chartered in St. Bart's when she alleged Diddy called her into his cabin and asked her to count money. He got really angry with me and started yelling that I was counting too slow. He got really irate with me. I was trying to count the money because that wasn't my job. I wanted to make sure it was right. She then told the court that Diddy said to her, you better learn to walk on water like Jesus, Bitch, and chased me out of the room. The yacht crew took her to shore, but then received a call on a walkie-talkie saying she had to come back. Did you want to go back to the boat? Mia said no. I just wanted to run and hide and figure out a way out of St. Bart's. I just wanted to get away from him. Instead, she testified that she returned to the boat. I felt I had to. I obeyed Puff's orders. Later, she told the court she was informed she would be suspended. She testified it was one of several times that happened. There would be some sort of violent situations where I would be chased and be hiding somewhere. It was pretty much when I reacted. Who was violent in these situations? Mia said Puff. She told the court about one suspension in March 2011 after Diddy entered his Los Angeles home and asked Mia to post some workout clothes for him. He did not notice that I had laid all the options out on the closet floor and had laid some out on the dresser in the entryway. He began cursing me out, going on a rant about the lack of options and how he hated certain things. And as he's yelling, I tried to point to the other options and also say, and if you don't like any of these, I can help you find something. She testified something violent happened after that, but she did not recall what. In a subsequent email, James Cruz, who worked for Bad Boy as talent manager, asked her who's handling the tickets for Kids' Choice Awards. Mia emailed back, I would totally help, but he's firing me at the moment. That same day, Mia received an email from one of Diddy's bodyguards, known as D-Rock, who asked her what happened. Mia said in an email, he's so psycho, D. He's so mean. He just went bat-ish crazy on me because he didn't see all of these workout options folded, organized. And she asked D-Rock, give me a warning before you guys come back. On cross-examination, defense attorney Brian Steele confronted Mia with a series of her social media posts to question whether Sean Combs really traumatized her the way she described on direct examination. One post from October 2013 showed a picture of Combs in a coffee shop with the caption, "Just #1 guy on the Forbes list getting me a vanilla latte. No big deal." Brian Steele noted the post came about 4 years after you say Sean Combs has traumatized your life, right? Mia testified, yup. On November 4, 2013, Mia posted a photo of herself in a hospital gown as if giving birth with Combs posed nearby, playing the doctor with a caption that read in part, "Thank you for always letting me give birth to my dreams." Brian still asked, "You chose this image?" Mia testified, mm-hmm. Brian still followed up, and it's the image of Mr. Combs being a doctor and delivering a child. True? Mia testified, "The character, yeah, it's a funny video that Andy Samberg directed. I was proud I was in a funny video." Brian still said it was 4 years to the day after Mia said Diddy first sexually assaulted her at the Plaza Hotel. Another social media post showed Mia wearing a tutu standing next to Diddy. It looks like he's holding his private part in his hand. Mia said, "If that's what you see, I guess so." "And this is the image you picked out?" Mia said, yeah. I didn't want my family and friends to know the misery I was in." On November 10, 2013, Mia reposted an image of a group of people in Diddy's backyard pool with the caption, "The reason I never made it out last night." Brian still asked, "All of this is done voluntarily by you?" Mia testified, yes. On November 4, 2014, 5 years after Mia alleged Sean Combs first sexually assaulted her, Brian still pointed out Mia posted a birthday wish to Diddy. "Thank you for being the good kind of crazy," the message read. "Thank you for being a friend and bringing friends into my life." Brian still asked, "At this point, you have taken in so much trauma from him. That's what you told the jury, right?" Mia answered, "Yes, I have. But again, it was when the highs were high, the good was good." Then Brian still asked, "Sean Combs' conduct towards you, sexual abuse towards you, has made you broken, right?" Mia testified, "The sexual abuse was part of the ways that he ruined me. Yes, there are many other ways." On the 5th anniversary of the initial sexual abuse, you were saying on your social media for everyone to see, "Thank you for being the good kind of crazy," Brian still noted. Mia testified, "I want to highlight the highs. I don't think people write bad stuff on Instagram back then." Brian still asked, "Why would you promote the person who has stolen your happiness in life?" Mia testified, "Those were the only people I was around, so that was my life. You had to promote it. It was a very confusing cycle of ups and downs." Mia told the court that she did not get to see or talk to her friends or family. There was absolutely no time. Also, I had to get permission to do anything. Brian still showed several posts from Burning Man where she previously testified Diddy forced her to take ketamine. One post from 2015 said, "Watching the man burn with the man who introduced me to do it all. We love you." Brian still asked, "You told the jury Mr. Combs forced you to take drugs against your will. Remember that?" Mia says, "I do." Brian still followed up with, "And you are thanking Mr. Combs and others for giving you another incredible experience?" Mia testified, "Yes." When Mia testified that she tried to forget the trauma she accused Diddy of inflicting, Brian still repeated her account of Diddy allegedly slamming Cassie's head into a bed frame and asked, "How do you forget that?" Mia testified, "You don't forget that. You are punished for reacting to it. You are terrified to bring it up again." In November 2023, after Cassie filed her explosive civil lawsuits against Diddy, Mia heard from Diddy's bodyguard, known as D-Rock, according to messages read in court. "D-Rock, hi, how are you? I miss you so effing much. Ah," Mia wrote in the text messages read for the jury after she said D-Rock reached out. "I'm about to call you," he messaged back. In the phone call, Mia testified that D-Rock first started catching me up on his life, what was going on. It sounded like a normal conversation, and then he changed it to, "It's crazy what's going on." In her testimony, Mia quoted D-Rock saying, "Because, Puff and Cass would just fight like a normal couple." Mia told the court the tone made her skeptical. That's not how D-Rock talks, and D-Rock was around that a lot. He had witnessed the violence. Prosecutor asked, "Would you say the fights were normal?" Mia testified, "Absolutely not." Mia testified that D-Rock persisted and eventually said Diddy was going to call her, which Mia testified he did. "I threw my phone as far as it would go and I ran outside. It was just so triggering." Then came a follow-up message from D-Rock. "Your boy said to call you. He doesn't want or need you to do anything." Mia testified she remembered thinking, "Oh my gosh, it's not going to stop." More messages from D-Rock followed in February 2024, including one that said, "Let me send you something," which Mia testified she understood to mean money. On February 4, 2024, Mia received a message from Diddy. "Hey Mia, it's Puff. Please let me know when you get 10 minutes to talk." Mia did not respond. She told the court, "I was terrified." Another message followed 3 days later. Diddy wrote, "Hey, I don't want to be blowing up your phone. Just needed to talk to you for 10 minutes. Just need my memory jogged on some things. You were my right hand for years, so I just need to speak to you to remember who was even around me. And it would be good to hear your voice." Mia testified she ignored that message too. Then she was asked, why did she not respond when it seemed Diddy was being nice? She testified, "I knew it was a front." Mia's direct testimony ended by her explaining to the jury that she has been unable to hold a job since leaving Diddy. "I haven't been able to do it because I suffer from complex, severe PTSD. I would be triggered by really normal situations with like an overwhelming sense of fear of being in trouble." She was asked who was the person who caused these feelings. Mia testified, "Puff." Then they went in a brief break. After Mia testified that working for Diddy caused her complex, severe PTSD, the defense on cross-examination tried to offer to the jury a different look at her tenor through her social media post. The post, full of empathic praise and multiple exclamation points, showed Mia posing with Diddy, calling him a legend, and thanking him for being her friend, all in the years after she alleged he repeatedly sexually assaulted her. "That's the person who has traumatized you?" Mia said yes. Brian still asked, "Physically?" Mia said yes. Brian still asks, sexually. Mia said yes. Brian still says, that's the legend? Mia said yes. So then a post from November 4, 2015, Diddy's birthday, Brian still says the anniversary of when he sexually assaulted you. Mia testified, I did not recognize that date as a celebration. How is it that not a significant date in your mind? Brian still asked. It was Puff's birthday. That was what the date was, and I tried to forget that. Shove it down, Mia testified. In the post, Mia called Diddy legend, king, bad boy for life. And she said, thank you for showing me the path to Pluto and beyond. Brian still asked, you just put aside? You telling this jury that you were sexually assaulted? Mia said yes. Brian still asked, you put aside that Mr. Combs made you go sleepless for 5 days when you got physically ill? Mia said yes. Brian still asked, you put aside that Mr. Combs went into your bedroom, gets on top of you, and does the unthinkable? Mia said yes. So, Diddy turned 45 on November 4, 2014, and Mia made him a scrapbook with a handwritten card which was shown in court. Happy 45th birthday, Puff Daddy. The top of the page said in bold red letters. The text continued in black pen. Puff, sometimes life goes by at catastrophic speeds where you never get to live in and enjoy now. I hope on this day you get to sit back and take it all in. The card came with a collection of magazine articles from 1991 to 1999 that I hope will stir up nostalgic feelings. Brian still asks, the man who you say has ruined your life, this is what you write to him? Mia says, it's called psychological abuse. Brian asks, how did you find any goodness with Mr. Combs after what you described to the ladies and gentlemen of this jury? Mia said, easily. The second it went back to good, I was elated. I was searching for the kind of approval. It was an abusive relationship. Mia told the jury, I was young and manipulated and eager to survive. I'm unraveling a lot of this now in therapy. Nobody was there to say these things that were happening were wrong. There was nobody around us that ever even flinched at his behavior. Brian still asks, isn't it true that Mr. Combs never had unwanted, non-consensual, forcible sexual contact with you? Isn't that true? And then Mia said, what I said in this courtroom is the truth. Brian still asks, then why, if you are being sexually assaulted and your sister is being brutalized physically, are you making a scrapbook for Mr. Combs? Referring to Cassie, with whom Mia said she had a sister-like relationship. Mia said, it's a lot more complicated than the way you frame that. Ask any abuse victim's advocate, and they could explain it to you much better than I could. In December 2016, when Mia was informed Diddy wanted to dissolve his Revolt films and that her employment would end, she texted Diddy's chief of staff, Christina KK Koram, saying, I'm going to kill myself. My life is over. Frantic messages from Koram that were read in court followed, including, you can't make a statement and then not answer your phone. Eventually, Mia responded over text, I can't sleep and I'm not okay. I don't understand how to make this pain go away. It hurts so effing bad. Brian still asks, isn't this great? You are away from your abuser? Mia testified, in hindsight, fantastic, but at the time, the worst thing ever. She told the court working for Diddy represented the only world I knew for 24 hours a day for 8 years. It's like dog years. That's all I knew. So it was very overwhelmingly horrific. She testified she felt it was being ripped away without explanation. That was it for day 2. Now on day 3, Brian still continued his cross-examination. So the defense showed the court a message from January 15, 2019, in which Mia texted Diddy to tell him about her having a nightmare about being trapped in an elevator with R&B singer R. Kelly and how she dreamt Diddy came to her rescue. The person who sexually assaulted you came to your rescue, correct? Mia replied yes. Brian still asked, you had to tell him that he's your actual savior. Mia told the court yes. The following March, Mia texted Diddy the message, sending all the love in the world, with a heart emoji. The defense showed the courtroom. You're not under the grip of Mr. Combs at that time. Mia disagreed, telling the court, no, I still was psychologically. She also testified that the timing of the message in question coincided with the recent passing of Kim Porter, the late mother of 4 of Diddy's children. Mia also testified that part of her job was to carry around a small camera to record Diddy. Do you have any recording of Mr. Combs berating you? Brian still asked. Mia said no, I would not have ever been allowed to record that. Because it's not true, is it, Mia? Brian still asked. Your statements that you were the victim at the hands of Mr. Combs of brutality isn't true. Mia responded to the court, everything I've said in this courtroom is true. In August 2020, more than 3 years after her separation from Bad Boy Records and Diddy's employment, Mia texted Diddy, life is effing insane. And supposedly it all happens for a reason in order to elevate us in our human experience. But it's rough. I love you with all of my heart and I'm here for you forever. When Brian still asked her about the message, Mia told the jury that she had been brainwashed by Diddy. Brainwashed meant I was in an environment where the highs were really high and the lows were really low, and it created a huge confusion in trusting my instincts. I was punished whenever Puff would be violent and I would react, confusing me and making me think I did something wrong. Nobody around batted an eye. He was still praised by everyone around him and the public. Again, I felt like I had done something, betrayed him in some way. I felt horrible about it, like I had done something wrong. I was always constantly seeking his approval. He was my authority figure, my only authority figure. When did the moral obligation come to your mind that you need to say this information that you are putting forth that Mr. Combs violated you in a sexual manner in other ways? Brian still asked. Mia told the court, when I started witnessing him being held accountable for his actions. It began when it all came out in the media and he was being held responsible. Mia sent text messages to Diddy that expressed love and admiration. Brian still asked after showing the jury pages of text. Everything is positive and loving from you to Mr. Combs. Would you agree with that? Mia testified, yes, of course. Mia continued to message Diddy through the end of 2022. The defense showed the court, hey, saw a doc on Netflix Top 10. Congrats, I miss you. And this text was from July 2022. Diddy responded, love, 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 love. Mia wrote back, and I love, love, love you. So then, just after Christmas 2022, Mia texted Diddy, happy holidays. I hope it's filled with love and happiness. Tell your fam and crew I love them. Brian still asked, years later, you're still communicating with Mr. Combs, true? Mia said true. Then Brian still followed up, you hold your position, Mia, that you were scared to see Mr. Combs. Mia said true. I was scared of him when he was scary. Brian still played a short video of Mia wishing Diddy a happy 44th birthday in 2013. She is seen applying lip gloss and then saying, appearing bubbly and upbeat, Puff Daddy, the living legend himself. Mia's video message continued, thank you for being one of the biggest inspirations in my life. You guys, check out the video.
Shameless plug. Gotta put my lip gloss on. Poppin'! Puff Daddy, the living legend himself. You have not only revolutionized the game, but the entire world. I am so blessed to call you my friend. Thank you for truly being one of the biggest inspirations in my life. To another 44 years of brilliance. Let's fuck shit up. I love you. Happy birthday. Revolt.
Then Brian still argued that Mia timed her disclosure of alleged sexual assaults on her by Sean Combs with the civil lawsuit filed against Diddy by his former girlfriend Cassie. Brian questioned why Mia did not tell federal prosecutors about her claim that Diddy, Sean Combs, allegedly sexually assaulted her until June 2024, 6 months after Mia began meeting with them and 7 months after Cassie's civil lawsuits was filed. Brian still asked, do you remember the first time you ever made a claim Mr. Combs ever sexually assaulted you was on June 18, 2024? Mia testified, I don't remember the dates, but I do remember that horrible conversation. Brian still says that is 7 months after Ms. Ventura's lawsuit went viral. Federal prosecutors repeatedly objected when Brian still started to ask about Mia's choice of legal representation. The judge sustained the objections and called a sidebar. The jury did not hear that Mia is represented by Sean Crowley and Michael Ferreira, two lawyers who represented E. Jean Carroll during her lawsuits against President Donald Trump. Brian still also questioned Mia's prior testimony that she escaped Diddy with Cassie and Turks and Caicos by paddleboarding out to the sea. Brian still asked whether there were any text messages, emails, or photographs referring to the alleged event. Mia testified that there were not. Was that just made up by you? Brian still asked. Mia said no. Brian Still's next question earned a sustained objection. How is it that all these events have no photograph or text message or email from you? Brian Still also earned a sustained objection When he asked Mia whether she hired a lawyer in 2024 because she wanted to join what he called the hashtag #MeToo money grab against Mr. Combs. Brian still asked if Mia met with federal prosecutors 27 times in advance of her testimony. She told the court that she did not recall a specific number, but knew that it was quite a bit. Then everyone took a lunch break. All right, so it was established that Mia met with federal prosecutors a total of 28 times, beginning in January 2024. Mia did not tell prosecutors about her claim that Diddy sexually assaulted her until June 2024, after she hired a top-notch lawyer. After leaving Diddy's employment in March 27, Mia testified that she went to work for Madonna for 8 months. Did Mr. Combs assist you in getting that job? Absolutely not, Mia testified. Do you have any evidence to show this jury that you were somehow blacklisted? Mia said, no, of course not. She did, however, repeat her assertion that she experienced retribution by Diddy. He took away the TV show that I created. He took away the credit I was promised in the documentary. Brian still questioned the reason for Mia's departure from her employment with Sean Combs, following up on her testimony that she was surprised her job was eliminated. Isn't it true that you were let go for failing to arrive on time and for drinking? Mia testified, absolutely not. When Mia wrote in a text message previously shown to the court that she was going to unalive herself after she lost her job with Combs, Brian still said it was because you loved that job. Mia took issue with that characterization. My entire world was being ripped away from me. In hindsight, that world was awful. I didn't know it at the time. You wanted to work and continue to work for Mr. Combs and his business, Brian still asked. I wanted to follow my dreams, and I had a separation from them, Mia testified. You made the decision to continue to work for Sean Combs and his business, right? Brian still asked. Mia testified, I didn't think I had a choice. Brian still asked, is it true that Mr. Combs promoted Miss Ventura more than any other artist in the label? Mia said, I don't know. Then the defense continued asking Mia why she never called the police to report the alleged sexual assaults she testified that Diddy repeatedly inflicted on her. Did you ever anonymously think about calling law enforcement? Brian still asked. Mia said no. You ever hear about a battered women's shelter and just reporting it there? Mia said no. Brian still said the only thing you wrote to or about Mr. Combs were admiration statements. He then questioned Mia's account of Diddy's slamming her arm in the door, asking if she sought medical treatment after the alleged incident. Mia said no, it wouldn't have been allowed. When Mia affirmed that there was bruising resulting from the incident, Brian still asked if she took a photo of it. Mia said no. Brian still asked, were you screaming? Mia said I was not screaming. Brian still asked, was it painful? Mia said no. Brian still asked, why were you not screaming? Mia said, I don't have the answer why I didn't scream. I was in shock. After the defense finished with cross-examination, then the prosecutor did a redirect examination. Did you post on social media as part of your job? Prosecutor Madison Smizer asked on redirect examination. Mia said yes. prosecutor asked, was it indeed part of your job to manage all of Puff Daddy's social media presence? Mia said yes, adding that if she did not do her job, I would be screamed at, humiliated, and my job would be threatened. Mia testified on the redirect that her Instagram posts were like the highlight reel of Combs and not meant to be about the downside of working for him. Is that why you didn't post about Mr. Combs slamming Cassie's head into a bed frame? Yes, Mia testified. Is that why you didn't post about Mr. Combs throwing a computer at your head? Mia said yes. Is that why you didn't post about Mr. Combs sexually assaulting you? Mia said yes. Mia testified that she made a scrapbook filled with articles about Combs to make him happy for his birthday. When he was happy, I was safe. Then prosecutor asked Mia to clarify why she met so often with federal prosecutors, which the defense team questioned. Mia said, I met with the government so much in order to understand my story, and because I was so terrified and I was learning at the same time. She clarified that she was terrified of Puff. Mia testified she has never been able to talk about her claim that Diddy sexually assaulted her without looking down. It's the worst thing I ever had to talk about in my life. Do you want to be here talking about this today? Mia testified that she did not, but felt she had to. She testified, I can't look my niece and my goddaughters in the eyes and ever advise them in the future if they happen to be in this situation. And there was no recross-examination. And this was it for Mia's testimony. That is all, you guys. So what do you think? Do you believe her? Do you believe that the defense team really put some holes in her testimony? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any new updates. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.